Hey guys, it's me, Growbits. It's been a while since I've done a tutorial. Hope you're all doing well. So I'm coming at you, short little thing. So me and my brother, we got together and we made some cool sounds, some really weird ones. He gave me the bright idea of like reversing things and like lowering the pitch and like adding this and that filter, you know. And together we came up with some pretty creepy stuff. For example, this. Or this. So we're going to be making stuff like this. So the way we did this was that at the beginning we were just playing around with grain and textures, which is a default warp mode in Live itself. It's texture and tones. I like texture better, but they're both essentially granular delay or granular synthesis. I'm not big into granular stuff, so I don't know the correct terminology. So if someone would like to educate me on that in the meanest way possible, because come on, it's YouTube comments. But so that's kind of the basis of them. And what I would do was that we actually would record these separately in Audacity. We'd be playing around with them, and we would be just kind of messing around with the knobs and like live as we recorded it with Audacity. And we would compile all those things together and select from the ones we liked, and we would export them into Live itself. Now you can do this in Live as well, but you'd have to continuously play and loop the sound, which causes some clicking if you don't fade it, and I just find it a little bit more annoying. I prefer to have something off screen recording the whole time, and you know, you're welcome to use Adobe Audition for that, but I prefer Audacity. It's high quality and it's free. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Just so you know, the basis for these sounds and what's causing the cool effects is Serum Effects. If you don't have Serum Effects, you can get on the Expert website, and you can actually modulate these as if they were part of an actual instrument and a MIDI input. And the way you do that in Live, at least, is that you have your audio file with the Serum Effects on it. You create a separate clip that's a MIDI. You can make it a solid line, whatever you want. You can be creative with it. I just have a solid line. And you change the output to be your signal, so audio 1. And then you select Serum Effects. I don't know why there's multiple. I just select the top one and it does it for me. And you'll find that when you play it with this, you can now edit the LFO. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and make something together. So I'll be resampling my voice for this. So let's do something like Granular Synthesis. Let's get that. Granular Synthesis. Normalize it a little. Granular Synthesis. And there we go. Maybe make it on time, because, you know, why not? Just in case. You never know if you're ever going to use this in a song. Granular Synthesis. Granular Synthesis. Granular Synthesis. Synthesis. It's a little stretched out. Granular. But it doesn't matter. So, you don't have to do what I just did. I just kind of wanted to do it because why not? So we're going to warp this. You can also use a granular synth effect itself if you want, a VST. I know FL has one, but I'm just going to use the warp mode texture. So I can't tell you what these things do per se, because I'm not an expert on granular synthesis. But I essentially what it is, the basis, is that it gets individual samples or chunks, and it just loops it and like places it everywhere. And, you know, and that creates a new sound, because sound itself is just a bunch, at least digitally, it's just samples, little dots or individual samples. And it's just a bunch of stuff playing really fast that makes, you know, a sound, you know, positive or negative. And this can also apply to real life and quantum physics and all that shit, you know, if you want to get into that. where technically everything itself existence is positive or negative, on and off super fast. So your whole life is flickering before your eyes, technically. But that has yet to be proven. It's just a theory. Anyway, so talking about music, like for example, if I did this, and it's just a bunch of like what are these, like 4 samples, 5 samples maybe? It would make a sound. Short sound, but if we loop it enough times, there we go. And if we render that out, we should get like a sine sort of saw wave. Yeah, just about. Its own little cool little tone. So yeah, that's the basis for granular synthesis, but that's about all I really know. Grain size is exactly what it sounds like. It's how big the grain is. And flux, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure. But you'll hear the difference when you play around with it. So we're going to do just that. We're going to play around with this.
Granular synthesis.
Oh, and it really starts kicking in if you stretch it out. So we're going to stretch it out a little to like maybe twice the length.
Granular synthesis.
Oh, just go ahead and have Audacity recording in the background as well. Just in case.
Granular synthesis. Granular synthesis.
It gets really cool when you start messing around with octaves. I like that. I happen to like that. Idiot me forgot to turn off the metronome. That Audacity captured the metronome. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I like this. Let's try tones though. Nah. Textures for sure. I like that. I like that 14 right there. I like that. Let's normalize this as well. Make it a little louder to match this one. Say about like -5. Okay, so we just go ahead and consolidate that by highlighting it, pressing Control J. So here we already have a pretty cool sort of like demonic growling sound from that. We can go even further beyond with this by doing the same thing again. So like duplicating the effect, stretching it out even more. I like that in particular, so I'm going to stop Audacity and get that specific sound right there. I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that in Audacity. Let me actually show you guys. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, that's right. I have gain capture on. Sorry about that. So go ahead and paste that in. So there's the sound. Just get rid of the excess there. Go ahead and export that. Call it demon something. It doesn't really matter. Demon something. Here we go. We'll delete that later. Let's go ahead and start recording again just in case. Put it to the side. If you have a second monitor, it doesn't really matter. You could just minimize Audacity. It'll still record. So let's find demon something. Cool. And you can stop it there if you want. You can play around with this. You can make it wide by duplicating it, slightly delaying this one by -5, this one left and this one right, and you get a Haas effect. Although keep in mind, this isn't true width. This is just an illusion. It gives the illusion of width. Either way, though, let's go ahead and take the original signal. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to give it true width with a chorus. So we're going to keep this sound. Let's go dark mode just to fit like the creepiness of it. And we're going to attach serum effects. Again, if you don't have serum effects, you could just add any audio effect you want. You know, the sky's the limit with music, especially audio engineering. You could just do anything you want. So I'm going to go ahead and use serum effects because I have the plugin itself. I'm gonna save real quick. Experimenting with grains. All right, yes. Serum effects, there it is. So you'll notice, like I said, that it doesn't really move if you attach it to anything, but that's because it doesn't have a MIDI input. So just get a MIDI, so right-click MIDI, highlight this area, Shift-Control-N, C, or whatever you want, really. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And sound, so Demon and Serum effects, and there we go. So we're gonna give this some multi-band compression, not too much, just enough to compress it, enough to, you know, make it sound like OTT a little. We could also give it an OTT, but that's, you know, debatable. I don't know if it's even necessary. So now that I hear that it's going, like, it's like shuffling around in like speed and grain, like like that. I'll like kind of like emphasize that with messing around with the delay as well. Wait, link them. Yes, link them. If you don't link them, they'll actually play individually. How about we try it with the live's built-in delay? Let's go ahead and give that a try. I'm going to give it a separate chain, so it's more like a return track. And by that, I'm going to highlight, to do that, I'm going to highlight the clip, Control G, open up chains, and create a new dry chain with nothing on it. And turn this all the way up. That's what I wanted. Give this some ping pong. Don't make it too loud. Add an LFO. Okay, so playing around with that isn't really doing the trick. But another thing you can do to give it width, ping pong, and very short millisecond delay. I'm also going to give this some chorus. I'm going to be using Tal chorus. And on its own separate chain, it's going to have no bass. Same thing for this. Okay. So now we get to the fun stuff, and that's the filters. I find that comms, all passes, and reverb filters are the coolest for like sweeping sort of motions. We're going to do just that right now. Okay, so we got a good thing going here. We can expand on it. Let's make it a little muffled. Okay, I'm starting to like this. Let's give it some reverb. So that's one sound that we got there. That one was pretty cool. And export that. That's one possibility. We can get rid of that though. We can get rid of the reverb and the reverb filter and just keep the original as well. And we won't need Audacity for this. We could just record it or freeze it and flatten it, but And there we go. And then from here, you can just do it again. You could just mess around with the texture, the grain, stretch it out, maybe shorten it even. There's no limits to resampling. Resampling is an extremely great tool for sound design because it's essentially you do something and you get to do it again and again and again. Now we're going to export this. We're going to export it to our sample pack. This is more like a bass, so we're going to go ahead and give it to synths, basses, one shots, growl, and call it demon. The other one, the sweeping demon, let's go ahead and drop it in. See what we get from with that. Hopefully it is on time. So it's looking like it's not, which is okay. We can make it on time. Save that. Export. Sweeping demon, but that won't be in basses because that's not essentially a bass. That's more like a break or like a stop. So it could be like an impact. So we got a sound design, effects, noises. How about just noises? Yeah. No, well, what would it be? It could be like a stop, like a cut off. That's not really an impact. How about a new one? How about sweeping demon? Yeah. So there we go. And just to show you the things that I've made with this sort of like granular technique. Here you go. The things that we have made, me and my brother. Oh, did I export MP3? That's stupid. We just made that one. Impacts, we got some cool ones. I made this one myself. This one was me and my brother, mostly my brother. This one was me a while ago. Timefall sounding ones that we've made right here. With reverb filters. And that should be it. Oh, what, two more? So this one was made using strictly just granular synthesis, as you can hear the repetitions. And this one was me speaking, and I was like recording it with Audacity. I was messing with the octaves, and it was sounding pretty funny. And I recorded the ending, and it was like sounds like Kirby. So it's like a. But anyway, that's just to show you guys what you can do with granular synthesis, specifically in live. It's a really cool and unique sound design tool. Mostly for making cool sounds. It could also be used for music, like musically, for like actual basses and stuff. I prefer it as sound design, for just essentially just sound design. If you guys actually know any cool granular synthesis plugins, VSTs, effects, anything, let me know. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more and help the channel grow. And I will see you guys in the next one.